So for more reaction on this, Lars Larson is a syndicated radio talk show host with Compass Media Networks, and Leslie Marshall is a Fox News contributor and syndicated radio talk show host. Lars and Leslie, welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Boy, as I said, the president has some very difficult decisions to make on all of this. Leslie, where do you think we're heading here?
Well, I don't think we're headed for no military action, to be honest. And I don't think that his advisors within the Pentagon, nor will either the left or the right congressionally want that. But I do think that the president is not only right, but will maintain that no boots on the ground. We've been hearing for the past about week and a half about special forces, about airstrikes, and I think that's probably where we're headed. That's the first step. And obviously, the president has to look at the best interest of national security, the American people, what Congress would approve, and in addition, what his military advisors feel is best for the strategy to assist the Iraqis, and if we have compliance from the Iraqi president and the Iraqi government.
You know, it reminds me, Lars and Leslie, of the Syria situation. And the president stepped forward and he said, you know, we can't stand for this. There's biological weapons being used. A red line has been crossed. He said, I'm going to go talk to Congress and I'm going to, you know, do airstrikes and we're going to have to take action. And then he talked to Congress, and Congress, he couldn't get the support, he said. So then he said, oh, actually, no red line. We're not going to do anything. That could still happen here, Lars, because he's about to talk to them.
It could happen, but remember how we got into this mess. President Obama made the decision to do a full pullout from Iraq rather than leave several thousand troops there, or even 20 or 30,000 troops there. That was the plan as President Bush left. There was a status of forces, but President Obama decided he didn't want to be there at all. He wanted to be able to tell his left-wing friends here in America that he got us out all the way. Well, we got out all the way, and this is the result. There's a reason that American forces stayed behind in Japan and in Germany after World War II, and stayed in Korea and are still in Korea between the North and the South, because our troops have the capability to act as a, you know, to help hold those lines and help hold the gains that we built. This is a problem of President Obama's own creation, and it's clear that he's intellectually ill-equipped to deal with this problem. He doesn't know how to make the decisions that need to be made.
Dick Cheney said in an editorial, you know, just because you want the war to be over doesn't mean it's over. Just because you take all your people and your most of your equipment and you go home, Leslie, doesn't mean that the volatile situation necessarily ends. You have to deal with it one way or the other.
Although you have to deal with it, certainly any president, either left or right, I don't think the former vice president is in a position. What do they say about those in glass houses? I mean, this is one of the architects that got us into this, which many Americans feel, Lars, is the real problem, not the getting out, but that we invaded a sovereign nation based on a lie, and that 100,000 approximately Iraqi people died, almost 4,500 American troops, 32,000 wounded. So to criticize the president at this juncture, and we also have to remember, this is ISIS. This is not al-Qaeda. This is not a part of the
Al-Qaeda
that we were a part of.
You know, I mean, don't you think it's splitting hairs to say that this is not
very strongly currently?
I just think we have to be clear. I mean, this is a group that is an Islamic jihadist group. You know, so
it's a terrorist group.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So, I mean, does that make it somehow?
It is a terrorist group, but Al-Qaeda has strongly distanced themselves from ISIS. Al-Qaeda feels that ISIS is too extreme and too severe. This is a different terrorist organization,
Leslie,
and quite frankly, a much more powerful one who's done much more damage in just a few weeks' time.
We got to go.
Consider
Leslie.
What this process.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. We got to leave it there. We're getting a hard wrap. Thank you very much. We'll pick it up later. Good to see you both.